just off Bedford Street. See, it's always worth looking round about where you are and off the sides. This is a beautiful little church that I've loved for so long, with its awesome rose garden. St Paul's has one of the best rose gardens in the centre of London. Just look at these, aren't they stunning? Almost as nice as mine. And here we are in the middle of a typical enclosed square area. We find this beautiful church. I'll put up some information about it in a minute for you. This is St Paul's. Not a particularly significant or special space, but definitely one you might want to come and visit when in this there London. I don't know if there's a service going on, I don't think so, but I'll be very quiet. I advise you to do the same. And of course St Paul's is known as the Actors' Church. As you can see, the stage is set for some performance tonight, and look at all the people who are memorialised here. We'll start off in the centre there, Vivian Leigh, who of course was married to Sir Laurence Olivier, and most famous, I suppose, for Gone with the Wind. Who else have we got? Brian Rix and Elspeth Gray. Now Brian Rix, Lord Rix, famous for creating Whitehall farces. Oops, not now dear, here comes the vicar, etc, etc. And for those of you who may know him, Richard Beckinsale, so sadly taken from us far too soon. Those of you of a certain age will remember him from the Ronnie Barker comedy Porridge, set in a prison. Mary Lloyd, Queen of the Music Hall. Lawrence Harvey, all of these names. Hattie Jakes, bless her. A person I modelled my nursing career on. Who else have we got? Emile Littler. What a fantastic, fantastic person. And here, for everybody who loves EastEnders and the Carry On films, get out my pub. That beautiful, much missed Dame Barbara Windsor. Thomas Arne, who wrote Rule Britannia. And the legends, Terence Rattigan, the playwright, Sir Noel Coward, and Charlie Chaplin. Do I need to say anything about these people? Here we have the Illuminati of the acting world. Somebody I'm now basing my career on, Tony Simpson, well known for being a great extra and add-on. Constant Lambert, Nicholas Parsons, a wonderful wit and raconteur. Mary Rambert, a great ballet dancer, prima ballerina, and doyenne, creator of the Rambert Ballet Company. And if we go up here, we'll see just behind the stage the high altar, because this is still a church. So here's a side chapel for praying. And here we have Donald Woolfett, Louis Casson, Sybil Thorndike, Louis Casson's wife, Eric Sykes, married a course, sorry, not married, brother of Hattie Jakes in his TV series, Sykes. Over here, so many people we've lost. Roy Dotrice, Edward Woodward, man with 3 planks on his head, known for The Wicker Man, Callan, so many other things, married to Michelle Dotrice, Sir Ian Holm, Geoffrey Palmer. Oh, the list goes on. There was just too many people here. For those of you a bit younger, the lovely Helen McCrory, taken far too soon from us. And for those of you who are wondering where you know her name from, think of Harry Potter. And she played Malfoy's mother. Again, another great talent taken far too soon. And there is the high altar. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful restoration, Protestant chancel area. Moving around to what I imagine is the west end of the church. No, this will be the north end of the church. I'm trying to think of the position we're in. St Michael Redgrave. Wonderful, wonderful acting dynasty. Jack Hawkins, Dixon of Dock Green. Peter O'Toole, great alcoholic. Richard Bryars, mentioned him earlier on today. Jim Whitfield, another great comedy talent. Again, those of us who are a bit younger may remember her from playing Eddie's mum in Ab Fab, but known for so much more. Moving around, one of my favourites, or two of my favourites actually, Fenella Fielding, Carry On Screaming. Oh, Kenny, why is your bum so sharp? Talking about the great Kenneth Williams. Bernard Cribbins. I'd rather be fishing. What a lovely epitaph. Remember him as the granddad to Catherine Tate in Doctor Who recently. The last post he did, still acting until he finished Dame Diana Rigg. Kenneth Moore from Genevieve and so many others. But see, it's not just actors, it's anybody who's involved in theatre. So, A.R. Philpott, Panto Puck, the puppeteer. Got to admit, I'll have to look him up because I don't know. Just name after name after name. Dame Anna Neagle, one of the great dames of the theatre, Flora Robson. Again, another fantastic actress, a great Scot, and a superb Queen Elizabeth. Stanley Holloway, My Fair Lady, Gracie Fields, a great wartime controversial supporter of the troops. And if we just look up at the ceiling, look at these beautiful lights, wonderful panel ceiling, and of course, how could I come into a church and not point out that wonderful organ? I just love it, love it, love it. One of the greatest playwrights and composers, Ivan Novello, Boris Karloff. Some of you will know him as the monster in Frankenstein. So much, so many. Just being in this place here is a privilege, to be near their memories. And to finish off with Margaret Rutherford, one of the worst Miss Marples, but a great, great comedy actress. Oh. And here we see the model theatre, the Audrey Laybourne Theatre, created to illustrate lectures on how theatres work, perfect in every possible detail, built in 1928. Owned by the Actors Church Union, now the Theatre Chaplaincy. And the money from the lectures on teaching people how to use the theatre was donated to provide a children's hostel for children whose parents were out on tour. So somewhere where actors in rep, etc., could place their children in safety until they returned. And the last person I'm going to show you, Eric Portman, one of my favourite actors. Great gentleman and scholar. A beautiful 18th century church, and I hope you've enjoyed this little tour of the Actors Church. If you ever want to come and see it, it's off Bedford Street, just down from Covent Garden and Leicester Square. Leicester Square, I suppose, or Covent Garden would be the nearest tubes. On we go.